Anyways, welcome back. If you guys haven't already know, this is me, SPS Debo, or Debo, however you want to say it. Covering all the builds for patch 2.2. Right now, we are running the Rhen'ho Flayer build. We used to run Rhen'ho Flayer with Tall Man's Finger. No longer, because we're running Rhen'ho Flayer with Zunimasa. Incorporate some of the things we love with Rhen'ho Flayer and some of the cool new things with Zunimasa to maximize our damage and run through these rifts. Let me go ahead and first go over the gear as we get started. Rocking the drum, increased pet damage, makes sense. That's what we're going to run. Ogdals on the shoulder, Ogdals on the bracer. We're going to be running poison damage because we're going to be using Adeling Toads and it works so well with the Rhen'ho Flayer. Any necklace you get is fine. This just happens to be a pretty solid one. We also got Int, Vitality, and Fetish Army damage on the chest. We also got the trifecta on the Zunimasa gloves. We got a nice little witching hour here. We got the Unity Ring, of course, and also with the Ring of Royal Grandeur to get the 6-piece Zuni set bonus. It makes it so that every time we use a mana spender, the enemies take 275% extra damage for 4 seconds. We have the Zunimasa pants. We have the Zunimasa trail shoes. Here we have the Rhen'ho Flayer. It's not ancient, but it rolled pretty good. Good average damage, also gets good damage and attack speed, and I was able to roll the base damage up pretty high and get a socket on that. Hopefully I can get an ancient one in the future. Again, I think I already said the Zuni boots. And then, of course, the offhand, it has the new Fetish Army affix on it. Rolls where it has 23%, I do believe, what, 30? No, 20 to 25. So I got 23% increased Fetish Army damage, a critical chance, vitality, and average damage. And I put a fancy dandy socket in there and shoved the gem in there. Like a big baller, man. Sitting at 14.6k toughness, 1.8 million damage. We are running Bane of the Trap because it triggers off Adeling Toads. Enforcer Gem to make our pets hit harder. Effacious Toxin Gem if you'd like to drop Enforcer for simplicity for more survivability. That will work out quite well. It's kind of up to what you guys want to do. But like I said, I'm just updating this so that Rhen'ho Flayer build will be updated for 2.2. You still can run Rhen'ho Flayer with Tall Man's Finger, but I'll tell you to lean more towards the Tall Man's Finger anyway, you might as well. But for the most part, if you get a Rhen'ho Flayer, I mean, it's not hard to get Zuni pieces, but I mean, until you're waiting for your SMK or your Dagger Darts and a Carnival helmet, you know, you might want to look into maybe trying the Rhen'ho Flayer build, or if you want to look a little change of pace, or you just like the Rhen'ho Flayer in general, this is something that you can use for it. But anyways, we'll go ahead and turn the sound on. We're gonna do this Greater Rift level 41, and we'll see how we do. Then we're gonna do a 42, and then we're gonna call it a day. I imagine this could probably get up to probably about 44, 45. We'll see how nice the rifts will treat us. And like I said, the reason I'm doing this video series is to get all my guides upgraded from 2.1/2. Well, basically 2.1 up to 2.2. So, all right, let's go ahead and start the 41. Somebody asked in chat, will this be the best Witch Doctor build? No, it will not. But it'll be a nice, like, able to do mid 40s. It probably could fish up to 50 with the right gear, but there's other ways to get it to get higher. But I mean, it's a pretty chill, laid-back build. I like them like that. Piranhas of Perinato, CC everything. The Toads for Adeling Toads. Drop an Acid Cloud to do the damage amp. Very nice. With the Hex for the 20% increased damage. Not too much to worry about. Oh, you know what? I didn't even go over the skills. I'm so sorry about that. Well, we'll talk about the skills. First of all, we're using the Plague Toads with Adeling Toads. That makes it so that every time we use our Toads with our Rhen'ho Flayer, because the Rhen'ho Flayer causes the Toads to double explode, and also have a double chance to proc that Confuse. It works well with the Bane of the Trapped. Our right click, of course, is Piranhas of Perinato to stick everything in one nice, neat little pile. And plus, it does qualify as a mana spender, so it also makes them take 15% damage, puts them all in one area, and it qualifies as a mana spender, so it's fantastic. Spirit Walk Junk for a little bit of survivability, and plus we want to stay in Spirit Walk as long as possible. Fetish Army is with the Poison or the Headhunters one because that's Poison property, makes sense. And we're using Acid Cloud, Acid Rain to help keep up and maintain damage on targets so we can trigger our 6-piece set, which basically for Zunimasa set makes it so that whenever you use your mana spender on a target, they take 275% extra damage from your pets, and that's basically what we want to use. Outside of all that, we got the Hex for the 20% extra damage and the additional CC. I think I already said that as well. And then for our passives are going to be Pierce of L. They're also going to be Fetish Sycophants. There also is going to be Gruesome Feast and Grave Injustice. And we are not using Belt of Transcendence because the fetish army, the fetishes that we generate with the Rhen'ho Flayer is more than enough. The Rhen'ho Flayer is easy to generate 15 fetishes right away, or at least get close to it. And plus we have a decent amount of attack speed. But basically, the way you want to distribute out this damage is Piranhas of Peronato, and then as soon as the effect dissipates, then you want to drop an Acid Cloud, you know, or any situation where you just want to make sure you get that little bit of extra damage. And, I mean, that's pretty much about it. Toads are doing their damage. Like I said, if you want more survivability, you can go ahead and just simply run Simplicity Gem. Hopefully get a little bit better mob density than this, but I'm pretty sure it's just going to take a little bit of time. I'm not too worried about it. I'm probably going to get a nice run with some monsters in a second. Got a nice little amount coming up right here. Going to go ahead and drop the Acid Cloud in the middle of them, just so they get that extra effect on them. And push on through the mob. Piranhas of Peronato. We wait for the effect to end, maybe drop a Hex. And then when we drop a Acid Cloud, and you see how everything just works out pretty simple. The Adeling Toad CC everything. We got Hex. We got so many different forms of CC. The Bane of the Trap is proccing. We have Vivacious Toxin Gem, which scales with our poison damage and makes so anytime enemies poison, they take 10% more damage. And we also have the Enforcer Gem to make the pets hit harder. And like I said, it's not even that tough build to do. A lot of CC. I know it looks like we're just barely eking out a little bit, but as we get more mob density, you'll see that meter go up. Like I said, I imagine this probably can go up to 45 fairly easy. It'd be nice to have an ancient Rhen'ho Flayer though, but I mean, you gotta get lucky when you get one of those and hope it rolls well. That's the main thing. And you definitely want to see if you can get attack speed and damage on it if you get that lucky when it does drop. I know I was pretty fortunate when this one dropped. It rolled pretty much damn near perfect. I just had to roll the base damage to something higher. But an ancient one would be nice because it does more damage. There's nothing wrong with going after ancient items. Excuse me. I've been running on low sleep, so if I yawn once or twice or more than 3 times, please forgive me, but I think I'll be pretty good about it. Just be careful to reflect, but like I said, if you get tired of reflect, you can use Simplicity Gem. There we go. And we're about to finish him off. Fantastic. Woo! Living on the edge. Almost got caught. Got another crazy elite. I think he has reflect. Yeah, he does. I need to be careful. Or as careful as I can manage to be. Drop the Acid Cloud so they take the additional damage. Drop one more Acid Cloud, and then I'm going to stop because now they're reflecting again. I'm going to Spirit Walk in. Drop a Hex on top of the monster so they can get Hex. I would Spirit Walk past them, but I'd rather just play it safe. Because I know I got the damage to beat this Greater Rift. I just don't want to waste it on senseless deaths. It doesn't make any sense to me to do that. And they're going down quite easily. So not the best RNG luck, but we'll be okay. It's not too big of a deal. There we go. And now we're actually starting to make some pretty nice progress. We're going to actually see that little bit of the bar slipping out above the little timer. That's basically telling us how we're doing so far. Piranhas of Peronato, a couple of Toads, wait for Piranhas of Peronato to finish, drop the Acid Cloud, maintain that damage. It only lasts for 4 seconds. I have to use a mana spender. But it's nice because Acid Cloud hits multiple targets. Keep that Hex up. Don't want to bust out that pylon yet. Got a nice mob density. We can wait before we use that. And it's a speed pylon, so not really missing out on much. Hey, how you doing, Save It? Save It. Just stepped in the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Looking pretty solid. Fetish are doing their damage. Toads are hitting pretty hard. Got the speed up. See if we can get a nice amount of mobs. See if I can speed up ahead and find some more monsters. I did. Excellent. See if we can kite them all into one room or out here. Let the fetishes go to work. Got Acid Cloud, got Hex, got plenty of... Ooh, gotta be careful. Has Vortex. Need to keep my distance. And just use Adeling Toads and sit back and chill. Gotta be careful, they also got Fire Chains. I got Spirit Walk off cooldown now, so I should be okay. Just let the fetishes do the work. And the Elite's almost down. It's Avenger too, huh? Interesting. There we go. We're doing quite well. Oh, the reason I'm so down right now is I'm sleepy, man. I need to take a nap for like 3 hours and come back fully recharged. I'm running on E. I've been up for like 20 some hours. Oh, we got a nice mob density right here. It's gonna go pretty well, especially since we're using Ailing. We have extra AoE. Toads will have to help with the AoE damage. Piranha's a Paranado. Gonna go ahead and grab this for the Gruesome Feast buff. And everything's dying accordingly. No, we're having coffee. I don't want to get too much caffeine because after I get this video done, I'm going to go ahead to sleep. I just want to stay on the grind of updating all these guides. I got to get all this done. So by the 5th, when season closes, I can make a nice forum post and have all this stuff ready for the Witch Doctor. So if they're wondering about a Rhen'ho Flayer build, there's a guide video, and the guide's been updated so people can get the most accurate information and all that good stuff. Got a power pylon, very nice. Like I said, so much CC from this build. It's so nice. I have to say, I really do enjoy this. So just trying to kill as many monsters as I can on the effects of the power shrine or whatever. The do some damage or power pylon or whatever. Yeah, power pylon. So out of it right now. Like I said, it's just Prawns or Paranado, Acid Cloud to keep up the damage effect. Hex as often as possible, might as well. Keep the CC on the targets. And it's pretty straightforward. Nothing too complicated. Anybody can do this build. Just gotta persevere on at this point and get through the dungeons. Not really, not because I don't want to. On live servers I do, but on PTRs I'm just really just strictly testing stuff and seeing how builds do and how things go. Apparently somebody just liked something on Facebook, or I got texted with something. As you can see, everything's pretty solid. Everything's pretty much straightforward. Karn and Tiki Sack are the best builds for Witch Doctor at the moment, with a little bit more leaning towards the Tiki Sack. But Carnival's a lot easier to gear, I feel, as opposed to Tiki Sack requires some nice gear to really get the most out of it. The only thing you won't be able to get that's a season exclusive is the Little Man's Finger. So if you wanted to go Small Man's Finger, or I'm sorry, yes, Small Man's Finger, with the one that splits your Gargantuans into 3, that's a season only exclusive, I do believe, last time I checked, unless Blizzard changed anything. But like the Belt of Transcendence and other things like that, and the changes to Zuni set and changes to Jade set, all that stuff's gonna be non-season, I do believe, from when I read and understood what Blizzard said. They made like a list. If you look for it, it's probably still there, but they have a list of what's gonna be seasonal and what's not gonna be seasonal from all the items and stuff. Oh no 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 no! Chill out, chill out. The only thing you gotta do if you're a solo player is just keep playing. You'll get the gear eventually. Like, I got a lot of my gear just playing solo and just doing group runs. And the group runs I was doing carry runs. So it just takes time, dude. That's all you gotta do. Well, we got the Rift Guardian. And this should be a pretty much straightforward beatdown Stone Slinger. Easiest Rift Guardian ever. Gotta love the guy. He tries so hard. The only time you hate Stone Slinger is when you're playing Carnival build. That's the only time you don't want to see him. So good clear. Won't be getting a skip, but it'll be a solid 42 gem. Then that's what you gotta do. You just gotta do T3. That's why I did the same thing. You just gotta keep farming. I always tell people, doesn't matter what level you're farming as long as you're farming. So you got up to rank 42. That went pretty smooth. I'll go over the, I think I went over the gear that I was using, and I don't think I went over the skills though. So while that is closing out, I'll show my skills, my Paragon for this build. We're using Plague of Toads with Ailing Toads, Piranhas of Paranado, Spirit Walk with Jaunt, Fetish Army with Headhunters, Hex with Jinx, Acid Cloud, Acid Rain, Acid Cloud, Acid Rain to keep up the effect of the Zunimasa, along with combination of Piranhas of Paranado, Pierce of Veil for damage, Fetish Sycophants to generate the fetishes with the the Rhen'ho Flayer, Grave Injustice for the Piranhas of Paranado, and Spirit Walk and other things, and Hex, and then Gruesome Feast, of course. For the extra damage amp. So we are going to run this 42, but before we do that, oh, I actually got a furnace. That's hilarious on PTR that I would never use.
I cannot afford that.
And look, it's the NGM, but they nerfed it already, so now it's worthless. Let me just go ahead and clear this stuff out of my stash so I can satisfy my OCD complex. Huh. And it's crap. Well, actually, that's not too bad. Actually, real good cooldown reduction. Low % damage on that thing, but it's PTR and I already have an ancient one, so we'll go ahead and delete everything. And then I'll keep the gem down there. The wings in the top right-hand corner, and we will go ahead and bada bing, bada boom, bada bing. And I feel good about myself now. Now we're gonna go ahead and go in and do 42, and I think I can beat this no problem. And then if I want, I might upload a video of it just doing a higher level, just so people can see, because people always like to see when a build starts getting how it does when it's like gets pretty tough towards the end. But I'm pretty sure like this build can easily get to 45 because it's using the Rhen'ho Flayer, and it, you know, it works so well, and as long as you do your right rotations and keep up the damage for your mana spenders and stuff, so your fetishes always can be maximizing their damage potential. That's pretty much all you got to do. So Piranhas of Paranado first. After it ends, and I drop an Acid Cloud to keep up the damage. Then sometimes I'll drop another Acid Cloud to keep up the damage. Hex also helps CC. Another Piranhas of Paranado. And that's pretty much what my rotation is. Works out pretty well. That one pretty okay. If we get like a large mob density, we'll be fine. If we don't, then we might suffer a little bit. But as long as we play safe and don't do nothing too crazy, we should have no problem at all of beating this rift. Because 6-piece set Zuni is pretty powerful, and the increased damage for pets is pretty nice as well too. Alright, we got a speed pylon. No, I don't know if it's going to do much for us. Not trying to overspam Acid Cloud too much. Got Piranhas of Paranado. Ooh, I miscast it. That's okay. There's another lead over here, so they're going to be coming to engage us. But like I said, the Ailing Toads really helps out a lot because it provides extra CC. Not to mention with the Hex. Piranhas of Paranado. Get ready to drop the Acid Cloud, which I just did. Hits all the monsters. Get rid of Spirit Walk to grab the Gruesome Feast. Pop the potion. Picked up the Gruesome Feast stack, I think, or I could have just thought I saw something. I probably did. Oh, no, there it is. Bam. Perfect. Extra damage. Drop the Acid Cloud. Looks pretty bad right now, but once all this stuff dying, it won't be so bad. I gotta be careful because it's about to start reflecting again soon, so I'm actually going to stop and wait a little bit. If I had Simplicity Gem, I wouldn't have to stop. So Spirit Walk over, drop the Hex right on top, Piranha's a Paranado, and then we just drop the Acid Cloud. Things should be dying soon, and we're catching up. We'll be okay. Ooh, almost died there. Gotta be very careful. Spirit Walk, drop the Hex, just like so. Keep up the CC. And the Hex. And the monster is down. I think we had 2 elites in that group, which is not that bad for how long it took. And just basically just keep it moving. Hopefully we can gain a little bit more than that. We get some better mobs than what we had, but I mean that's just how it happens sometimes. There we go. Do we have any good mobs over here? Not really. Not worth it, my time really. But I'll still kill it anyway. Pretty easy stuff to kill. Need to go and get to the next level. Hopefully got some good mob density and some nice elites on this floor. Get us a little bit ahead. Ooh, I don't like this floor too much, but who knows, maybe we'll get lucky with pylons or something. No monsters so far. Density is kind of not that great, but hopefully it improves throughout the rift. I'm gonna be careful with my mana spinning. I really want to Piranha's a Paranado. There it is. Back off a little bit. There we go. Up the stairs. Looks like we got some good mob density up there. And after we clear out these monsters, things should be looking pretty good on our side. After we clear all this out. Yep, poison damage stacks, pretty much. Otherwise, I wouldn't use it. Whew, man, this is taking a long time to kill. Still pretty okay, but like I said, we need to get some good gains here. I don't think it's gonna happen. Oh, we got a good pylon coming up. Hopefully something solid. I'm gonna Spirit Walk over here, get a channeling pylon, and I don't think that's really gonna help. Besides the Spirit Walk. A lot of elites. Oh well. We'll see how this goes. Because we got another elite after these dogs or whatever. This dog elite. Good density though. We'll see how this plays out. Got a good toughness, so even though we got a spirit or a vortex, we would survive that, which is very good. Okay, looks like we're gaining a little bit. We'll gain on this. As long as I don't die, we'll gain a little bit of leeway. we go. Ooh. Look at that mob density, guys. It's crazy. This is something that you want to see when you're doing a really high up level. Like, this is the stuff that people rank on. I mean, of course, way higher level, like 55. I mean, well, the PTR 54 or higher, but live server like 45 or higher. So it looks like we're gonna do okay. Just need to get my Prawns of Paranado up, start rotating correctly, because I'm not really rotating that great. Drop more acid clouds so more monsters get hit by that effect. There we go. I can do this density in these mob types already. Like, when you guys wonder like what type of mobs you want to get, the kind of mobs I'm getting right now is what people like fish for. Like, this is really good quality, like amount of monsters and stuff, and just how much like progression this is gonna give me is quite ludicrous, little silly, little crazy. Won't need too much time on the boss because we got plenty of damage for the boss. We need to finish off Mr. Skeleton over here. Let them know that we mean business. Oh, the reason why I'm using Rhen'ho Flayer is because just to show how it works with Rhen'ho Flayer, and it actually works pretty good. We're at 42. Looks like we're going to beat it too if everything goes well. So just in general, it's just to showcase off, and you know, because I have a Rhen'ho Flayer guide and I kind of need to update it. So I need to make a current video that shows how it works with Zuni. Good question to ask though, because that is a good question. Like, whether you believe it or not, like why aren't you using SMK? If I was using SMK, this rift would have been done by now. But you know, you gotta think of. I think of it also like in the seasons too. Sometimes you may not get like an SMK for a while. You know, no, it took me a little while before I got an SMK. Well, no, I got pretty lucky, but still, some other people, you know, luck might differ. So at least if somebody gets a Rhen'ho Flayer, they know they can go up to 42 with it as long as they use it with the Zuni and stuff. Really, really good mob density, but I'm gonna have to back down a little bit because things are getting a little bit too crazy up there. Too much monsters and stuff. Drop my Prawns of Paranado. Ooh, a lot of monsters. Hopefully I can drag some of those down. Ooh, gotta be careful. Especially with that jailer. I'll have another potion off before they jail it. No, they jail it. I forgot when they're like the blue champion packs like that or whatever. They can jailer however they want and get away with murder. So yeah, that's just gonna suck. I'm gonna have to deal with it. Need to get that up now. The jailer, the Avenger jailer pack might end up ruining this whole run. I wish I had the shielding and went initially for him, so to get a chance to hopefully beat this level, I'm just gonna skip him. And hopefully he doesn't follow suit, but he might if he wants to be a jerk. A lot of mob density. Thank you for whoever said army up in chat, man. I'm so half asleep I didn't even notice that. He's like, army up, Debo! Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. You saved the run. You have saved the run. Nagatu's like, this is my jab. Had to look out for the Deebs. He's slacking right now. He saved the run. Dude, this mob density is crazy. I'd love to do this with like with Carnival. If this was Carnival, Carnival would lose its mind right now. All this stuff would have been dead. So Rhen'ho Flayer's doing pretty okay so far, I have to say. It did a pretty good job. Had some bad instances with some bad elites, but I skipped it and luckily had a lot of mob density. Should be spying the boss any moment now. What do we got? Oh, easy one. Nice. Should have no problems. So this should be a clear. Thanks to Mr. Nagatu for telling me to bring up my fetish army, because I would have just sat there forever. But I'm like, why is this taking so long? Keep up that damage on her so she dies quickly and painlessly. Ooh, a Hell Globe. Extra damage. She does not make the most feminine sounds. And they still have that issue inside the... You see that? If a monster spawns... If a boss spawns little trash mobs or whatever, right? And she's next to them when it hexes the Rift Guardian too. And I put in 2 notices with Blizzard for them to fix it. Hopefully they fixed it, or maybe it's working as intended. I don't know. So just in case you guys are wondering how that happened, it's been happening for a while now, so. And I'm assuming she takes a 20% increased damage or whatever. I'm surprised someone in chat yelled like hacks. So yeah, if you have Hex and it hexes a monster that has little minions around it, it hexes the whole thing, which is weird. But, I mean, I put in 2 things inside the PTR segment thingy, and Blizzard hasn't done nothing against it yet, so I don't know. But anyways, as you guys can see, that was 42 with the Rhen'ho Flayer build using Zuni. No SMK required, and it worked out pretty good. I enjoyed it. It's a really fun build. Of course, it could do better with Carnival, and of course, it could do better with SMK, but this is just to show, like, hey, man, if you get a Rhen'ho Flayer, you can just build up your Zunimasa set, have a pretty solid build to play with. It can get you up to 43. You just got to put a little effort into it, and it's a really fun build to play. So hopefully this gives you a little bit of update on the Rhen'ho Flayer build, and you should be definitely using with the Zunimasa pieces. Again, 2-piece Ogdals, 6-piece Zuni. The big thing is we got the Rhen'ho Flayer, of course. Rings are Ring of Royal Grandeur, Unity Ring, Witching Hour, which is pretty nice, and a pretty solid necklace. Gems were Band the Trap, and Force Gem. Also, the Gem of Facious Toxin Gem. As you guys can see, the skills: Period, Plague of Toads, Piranhas of Perinato, Spirit, Okajant, Fetish Army with Headhunters, Hex with Jinx, Acid Cloud, Acid Rain, Pierce the Veil, Fetish Sycophants, Graven Justice, Gruesome Feast. The rotation was Piranhas of Perinato, and then you just throw Toads, and then after the Perinato fades, you just drop an Acid Cloud, and then you wait a little bit, and then you drop another Acid Cloud. And then usually by the time after this Acid Cloud dissipates, you can just go ahead and resume and do another Perinato. So if you guys just want to play a Rhen'ho Flayer build, or you just want a nice consistent build, I think the build would have been even more consistent if I had put Simplicity Gem, but I probably wouldn't have did that 42 in time, so you got to weigh your options. But it's a nice build to start off, at least until you get your SMK or you get some in-game stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and check out the other videos that I'm going to be updating and all the information I put out. But I'm Debo, and I'm out.